Jehovah gives us the privilege of honoring him with our valuable things. Those who wish to give financial support to the kingdom work can donate using any of the contribution boxes. Those making a contribution by check should make the check payable to Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. If possible, however, please donate online at donate.jw.org. If you would like assistance in making an online donation, or you wish to donate using your contactless credit or debit card or mobile wallet, please visit the donation information booth. The donation information booth is located in the main lobby. Before leaving the assembly hall each day, it would be appreciated if you would pick up any trash around your seating area.
Welcome to our Friday news wrap up. And big trouble. Well, yeah, they're asking for money. That's a clip right from their assembly. If you've seen it from the beginning, you remember the days when you used to go to the assembly and there's just like contribution boxes all over the place with two people standing beside them. I think those days are done. I don't think that's the way it is anymore. I think it's all online mostly, and it sounds like they have a money center on each, or on the main concourse, a money center. And you go down and they can take your credit card, take your debit card. And they're not asking for money. We're going to play this clip again. This is why I'm saying they're in big trouble. They're not asking for money. They are demanding the money. I'm going to see if the word please or could you please donate, or, brothers and sisters, I hope you enjoyed the program so far. If you would like to contribute, they do say it's free, right? It's free. You can walk into that place. It's free. But they're not using words like that. They're not saying if you would like to contribute. Brothers and sisters, if you would please like to contribute. Or if you can contribute, brothers and sisters, if you can contribute. We're going to play this over, and then we're going to get on with some of the news as to why they're demanding money. They're not asking, they're demanding, the way I see it. We'll say hi to Todd Hayes. Hello, Todd. They're dangerous, all right. They are. Ricky, Bobby, Eric, welcome to the show. How big of trouble are they in? I think they're in big trouble. Now, you guys tell me, any of the PMOs out there in the comments, or if you know people, let us know how many people are attending the assemblies. We're going to actually find out our first assembly here coming up here in a couple of weeks, I guess. We won't know, but assemblies have been starting already for quite some time, a few weeks now. Keith Silver, how you doing, Keith? I hit the family. Welcome to the family. And hello to my good wife. She's actually in the other room. She's the one. I'm just a puppet. Okay, we have a lot of fun here. We have to have fun when we're going through news like this. Hello, Rebecca. And Rebecca came on. She took advantage of the backstage pass. What happens backstage stays backstage, right, Rebecca? What's said backstage stays backstage. So you guys, I'll have to wait until next week. News wrap up, backstage pass. We put it out there. Now, we will have, you can come on live here towards the end of the show once we get through the news. And then you can share some of your news if you have news. So we'll invite you guys on. Invite Rebecca back on if she wants to come back on. Ricky, Bobby, we invite Eric back on. Eric is Ricky Bobby's twin. Ricky Bobby is online, and Eric is his twin. Either of you can come online. It's really okay with me. Gwen Patika. Hello, Gwen. You can come online too. And we have Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Anybody that hasn't come online, it's you can share some news. San Diego Pimo comes online lots. He has a fun fact to share. Good afternoon, Jay. And the Compassionate Apostate, CIAO. Okay, San Diego says, Mom, look at these CSA videos. That's where all the contributions are going to help pay these lawsuits. Really? Your mom doubled your contributions? Oh, boy. Okay, we have Tad from Japan, and I was actually learning some Japanese this morning. My good wife was teaching it to me, and I forgot the words already. She'd have to come online, and she knows how to talk a little bit of Japanese. So when she's brave enough, she'll come online. Okay, we have Shack Composer. Pardon me? Konnichiwa? Konnichiwa. Is that it? There you go, Tad. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Okay. And hello, Shaq and Gwen. Hello, Gwen. I think we said hi. Deborah Hunter. And San Diego Pimo. That was more of a joke, but I could see that happening if I told her that. His mom. She's going to have to double her contributions. I think they are. Okay, there's 20 of you online. Maybe you've seen this already. We're going to end up overplaying a lot of this stuff. But I'm going to play it again. Just see if you can see them saying please in the contributions. We'll just play this one more time.
Those making Jehovah gives us the privilege of honoring him with our valuable things. Those who wish to give financial support to the kingdom work can donate using any of the contribution boxes. Those making a contribution.
So did you notice how they opened that up? Jehovah, how did he say that? Values us with our valuable things. Jehovah, we honor Jehovah with our valuable things. So you see, folks, Jehovah equals Watchtower. You and I know this on the outside. The people that go to this assembly, they honor the Watchtower with their valuable things. But you see, he's making it a God thing. Hey, it's your obligation in front of Jehovah. You got to honor him with your valuable things. He's watching you. They're not asking for money. They're saying Jehovah's demanding it. Well, Watchtower is. Listen to this.
Jehovah gives us the privilege of honoring him with our value.
There, it's a privilege. It is a privilege to donate. Don't you forget that, kids. It's a privilege. Empty your piggy banks. Get your piggy banks. We're going to the assembly. That's how they're pitching this.
Valuable things. Those who wish to give financial support to the kingdom work can donate using any of the contribution boxes. Those making a contribution by check should make the check payable to Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. If possible, however, please donate online at donate.jw.org.
Are you out of breath yet on all the ways to donate? We're not done yet. They want you donating online. That's really what they want. I think the old days of those contribution boxes are done. Let us know in the comments. I'm just curious. I don't know if apostates are allowed to go into the assembly hall when we're standing outside with picket signs. Anyways, let's hear this, guys.
If you would like assistance in making an online donation, or you wish to donate using your contactless credit or debit card or mobile wallet, please visit the donation information booth. The donation information booth is located in the main lobby. Before
leaving, remember to clean up around your seats. Yeah, the donation booth in the main lobby. Donation booth. That's new. I don't recall there ever being a donation booth back in the day. Back in the day, there was debit and credit cards, but I don't remember any. There was money machines. What there was is debit machines. But you see, Watchtower doesn't want you giving the $3 to the bank's debit machine. They want you coming to their money center, and then they'll do all their Watchtower is their own bank, so they'll take the $3 for the transaction. Probably, that's what I think. Okay, for those of you that haven't seen, I ran this video. I did a little jig to it. Here it is. You guys can watch it. That's all I wanted to really play on this. It's this video is JW Org 2024 convention. Money, money, money. I'll play the money, money, money song at the end of the video. So stay on until the end if you want to see the new money, money, money song. This is kind of money, 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 money. Okay, you'll have to stay to the end to see that. We're going to move on. There's a lot of news, a lot of stuff's going on. Watchtower, they do an excellent job. So we want to say thanks to Watchtower. We don't know who you are. We don't even have a clue who you are. But we know that you're watching the Watchtower because every day you guys put on several little articles. So here we go. What's the first one? The first one is, it's all CSA. I don't want to say that word too much online because YouTube watches these words. Okay, so this one is Kevin, this Kevin guy here. He's this exJWtvNews sentencing. This is all this Pennsylvania sentencing. And they got a thumbnail on each of them, pictures.
Charges against 5 men for sexual abuse of children across Pennsylvania.
So imagine that, eh? So becoming famous as a Jehovah's Witness this way. So many headlines. So Michelle Henry today announced the filing of criminal charges against 5 individuals. Mark Brown. This is just going on. Last week we read a bunch of other guys. This week it's a new bunch of guys. Mark Brown, Raymond Schultz. You see all the names in front there. All these guys, CSA assaulted his niece, who was 9. Isovich has been charged with rape, aggravated indecent assault, endangering the welfare of children, and corruption of minors. These are all JWs, eh? Or were JWs. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how they're going to know everything because all the records got destroyed. So these guys are all going to court. I don't see any Watchtower getting sued. It's just they're going after the people. Look at all the people there. Courtroom's just full of people. Okay, that's that guy. The next one is Kevin Isovich sentence. We just kind of talked about him. They got a separate one on him. And he was a bad guy. 5 individuals, he was charged, charges against 5 individuals from Pennsylvania. Mark Brown, looks like the same one. Raymond Schultz, Allegheny County, Beaver County. Oh, it's just showing where they're from. Kevin Isovich of Butler County. He's assaulted his niece. We read all that. It looks like the same one. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. The next one is Jehovah's Witnesses Louis Manuel Elia pleads guilty. There's the guy. June 5th, he pled guilty. So what happened? Pennsylvania again. Attorney General announces charges, 5 men. That was just one of the guys, I guess. Okay, it talks all about him here. He'd sneak into her bedroom, the victim, young family member, while she was sleeping, and he would assault her. And years later, when his victim was an adult, he allegedly raped her in his home. He is charged with rape, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, aggravated indecent assault, endangering the welfare of children, and corruption of minors.
That Ayala Velasquez would sneak into.
I read it faster than the computer. Okay, moving forward. A lot of stuff there. Everything's here. All the case information. This isn't fake news. It's all documented all over the world. There's all the bunch of other stuff. Guilty pleas, withdrawn, all kinds of stuff. Pennsylvania's on fire. I would hate to be, I'd hate to be a Jehovah's Witness, because this, you go out in the ministry and this is all over the news. How do you get around this stuff? And then you have Rebecca was saying how Stephen Lett, remember that, how he was calling down the we don't hide pedophiles. That's all a bold-faced lie. Stephen Lett. We'll have to find that one. Now, this guy's Roger E. Zeller's jury trial. He's scheduled for October, I guess. So there's the guy. Pennsylvania again. That's him. What did he do? More in the article. Well, we read enough of those articles. That's why I'm not looking them all up. It's just going to be one case after another. Statutory rape, victims less than 16 years of age, rape, forcible compulsion, all kinds of stuff. Endangering welfare of children, corruption of minors, the same kind of stuff all these guys are getting charged with. So, these guys are in the court system. Now they go to jail for years and years. Some of them are pleading guilty. Hopefully they get a smaller sentence, they're thinking. The next one is Jehovah's Witnesses. Jesse John Hill sentenced to 10 to 20 years. This is the guy. He's the JW. Does that look like someone that was in your hall? Pennsylvania again. And he's charged against 4 men for sexual abuse of children across Pennsylvania. I think we covered him one time. All 4 cases were members of Jehovah's Witness congregations. Defendants charged range from rape, indecent assault to involuntary devious sexual assault. The defendants are being prosecuted. And what else is happening here? Michelle Henry announced that the first of more than a dozen men charged with child sex assault crimes while they were members of Jehovah's Witness congregations has pleaded guilty. So these guys aren't going to try to fight it. Jesse Hill, formerly Berks County, now resident of Georgia, pleaded guilty Tuesday. He was exploiting 2 minors whom he met through the witness community. So 2 counts of rape, felonies of first degree. These are some harsh statements. These guys, I can't believe this has been floating around within congregations. But they're saying that the Jehovah's Witness congregations are worse than the Catholic Church. Why? Well, the Catholic Church was narrowed down to mainly the clergy. If a percentage of the clergy, I think it was like 4% of the clergy. Whereas in Jehovah's Witnesses, you see that, and after that, when you go to the Catholic Church, you just bring your family to church and you go to confession. So if you go to confession and the priest wants to see you in his back corners to give you some scriptural support, I don't know how they do it. I could just assume that. But you see, the congregation, the church, they're not like JWs. They're not meeting for field service. They're not going out in field service. Other families are not taking your children and going out in field ministry. You see, the Jehovah's Witness religion's very, very busy within the congregation, and there's a lot of contact with pioneers, ministerial servants, and elders with other people's children. So you see, now we're not just looking at the percentage within clergy, we're looking at the percentage within the whole Jehovah's Witness religion. Because remember, everyone is a minister. Everyone is like a clergy kind of. Especially if you're an elder, pioneer, or a ministerial servant, you're like a clergy. And these guys are always having little studies with families, kids. I was not even a ministerial servant. I was exemplary as a publisher, and I was elected to study with this other family who was kind of weaker, and they had a kid that they wanted studied with. So I studied with them. So you can see as a Jehovah's Witness, an ex-Jehovah's Witness, how easy it is for pedophiles to reside within that religion and to seek out their victims. So that's why it's such a big thing in the Jehovah's Witness religion. And they had no way of helping the victims. They made the victims look guilty. They disfellowshipped some victims. They marked them for speaking out because there wasn't 2 witnesses. And how can you have 2 witnesses to this? You can't. And we've examined the Elders book every Monday night, just so you know. We have the older Elders book. We're going over the new one, but from our comparison of the old Elders book to the new one, the old Elders book had nothing in it to look after CSA, nothing. And that's why they were getting away with it. And it boils down to the Watchtower, how they dictated the elders to handle it. And it was not to handle it, to cover it up. So everything hidden will be revealed. And that's what's happening right now. Next is Maura Hughes versus Jehovah's Witnesses. Plaintiffs have settled. Sounds like that's a lawsuit. It's a sexual abuse lawsuit filed against Pierce County Jehovah's Witness congregation. So this is good when this happens because now the congregation or the Watchtower is involved. And just like I gave that example, I was a young brother, and I was assigned by the elders to go and study with that weaker family's kid. And I ended up studying with other new people's kids as they were coming into the organization. Exemplary brother. You don't have to be a ministerial servant or a pioneer. I was just an exemplary brother. So this is a big problem, folks. There's too many people, people outside of families getting involved with people's families. It's like they're treating the congregation like one big family, and the daddy of the congregation are the elders. That's how it works. And Watchtower trying to say that they're not guilty. Well, they have guilt written all over them. And this is coming out. We're not there yet, but we're going to talk about Montana in a bit. Now, this particular case, Pierce County, sued the organization. Moriah Hughes, 24, filed her lawsuit last month against the Milton congregation. What happened? We don't know. It's all that we know so far. So you want to talk about, we're going to get into the selling of the Kingdom Halls here. But you can get copies to all these things if you want to follow them. We're watching Watchtower does a pretty good job. They have links there. So if you want to get the court documents on this, you can. We've been following the Montana one. That's a really interesting case. Now, this particular case is Lynn Hagen and Tara Bird versus Watchtower. Trial date is August 19th, 2024. And you wonder why Watchtower is saying, Jehovah, you guys, you got to give your valuable things to Jehovah. We're not asking and we're not saying please. We're telling you to give your valuable things to Jehovah. And that's why it's the Watchtower. We know it's the Watchtower. They're going to go broke. This is just starting, folks. This is just starting in the world. The whole world's waking up. It's all coming out. It's all being revealed. Okay, what's happening here? The pretrial conference proceedings for this case has been scheduled for July 30th. The trial proceedings has been scheduled for August 19th. This will be an interesting trial to follow. Lynn Hagen. Sounds like Montana, if it goes ahead. Now Montana, they've offered to settle. We ran a video on that. Now this is a new one, so this is going to go to trial. This will be interesting. See what that case is all about. Now, this case here, this one's how one law firm describes policies and procedures of the Watchtower. That's what this one's about. And the Watchtower Sexual Abuse Program. So without limitation, defendants Watchtower New York breached such duty by implementing the Watchtower Sexual Abuse Program. So they say they breached their duty, failing to take reasonable steps to prevent known and unknown sexual predators from sexually abusing children. Right? Did I miss a page? Yeah. So the Watchtower Tract Society filed, this is the Montana one. All allegations contained in the preceding paragraph of this complaint are incorporated by reference as the same were set forth in full. Defendants owed plaintiffs the duty to act with the care that reasonable person would be exercised. So this is just explaining how the courts look at the Watchtower. The Watchtower has been defiant in this case, not giving out information, so the courts are coming hard on Watchtower. They're saying that Watchtower, Pennsylvania breached such duty by, and that'd be Watchtower, Pennsylvania, right?
Defendants Watchtower New York and Watchtower PA breached such duty by implementing the Watchtower Sexual Abuse Program, failing to take reasonable steps to prevent known and unknown sexual predators from sexually abusing children in the church's community, publishing material and directives that protected sexual predators within the church and failed to protect victims of sexual abuse committed by agents and representatives of the church, failing to report known sexual abuse committed by agents and representatives of the church, ignoring mandatory reporting laws and keeping known child sex abuse secret, failing to train its employees and agents to prevent, identify, investigate, respond to, or report to the proper authorities the sexual abuse of children, failing to properly and thoroughly investigate, respond to, and report the sexual abuse of plaintiffs, employing, promoting, and allowing Svensson to continue to act as senior elder despite being a known child abuser, fostering an environment where sexual predators like the Svenssons, the Haynes, the Means, Mapley Sr., Warnock, Baker, Donovan, Hebert, and O'Neill could abuse children, including the plaintiffs, without consequence.
That's pretty hard. So without limitation, yeah, the Watchtower has no sexual abuse program. It's all coming out in court. Okay, that one, yeah. The law firms are all looking at this organization in a disgusting way. We don't hear of Brumley. What happened to him? I don't think he has the freeness of speech anymore on the legal platform. Okay, what's this one about? Okay, we're going to move all the way to Canada. This is the Jehovah's Witnesses in British Columbia Court of Appeal. Hearing is scheduled, so we'll talk about this for a bit. This is the BC Witnesses. They must hand over former members' files. Elders prepared records as part of a sacred ecclesiastical duty to God to help restore erring ones. Oh, come on. Can you guys believe that?
The JWs are appealing the decision to the BC Court of Appeal. On June 12, 2024, the BCHA was granted leave to intervene in the hearing, which is scheduled to take place on October 29. How to find this information?
Okay, so the BC humanists are helping in this case. So for all of those people out there that want to know a little bit more about the humanists, I've actually emailed the BC humanists. They emailed me back. Really nice guy. He's working with Wall. Also, there's a Wall there in BC, as well as they're affiliated with the Wall in Calgary. So I did a video on humanists. So if you go to my channel, you can just search humanists and it'll come up. So, okay, next one. Next video is Kingdom Halls of Jehovah's Witnesses for sale. Okay, so here we are. Here's all the Kingdom Halls. One, two, three, four, five, six.
How to find this information? Jehovah's Kingdom Hall, sold. Churches and religious facilities for sale.
Okay. Okay, so this is another Kingdom Hall. Okay, I'm going to back that up here. 270,000. That's all this thing's worth. That's not going to pay much of a legal bill. Do you see the other one's only selling for 390,000 on that one? I thought these things would be worth a lot more, to be quite honest. This Kingdom Hall, they're selling it off for only 75 grand in Jennings, LA. And it was just put on the market May 2020. Well, a year ago, this one went on the market. Maybe some of these buildings are old. This one's, they're trying to get $450 for it. Philadelphia. And this one they're getting a little bit more money. This one's listed for 849,000. And this one just went on the market in February 2024. Looks like that one has a little more property. Now this Kingdom Hall is only going for 250,000 plus. A specialty building offered at Greystone Park. And this one's been on the market since October of 23. So how would you like to buy a Kingdom Hall? What would you pay for a Kingdom Hall? Anybody in the comments? What would you do with a Kingdom Hall? Comments. There we are. Hello, Ruby. What would you do with the Kingdom Hall in Florida? I know what you'd do. Well, we're going to talk about Ruby in a bit here. So stick around. We're not too far away from that discussion. Wild Wall, what would you do with a Kingdom Hall? And we have Little One's Prodigal Daughters. Yeah. Keep your receipts, Fred. Okay. I'll tell you what I'd do at the Kingdom Hall. I already did a video on this a while ago. I'd turn them into thrift shops for the homeless. See, Watchtower could do that. They could, if they really wanted to help people. All these Kingdom Halls that they're trying to sell, they're good buildings. They're more than likely good buildings. They just ran out of people to put in them. They move people around, you know how that goes. And then they get their own people to build free buildings, new ones. You know, less maintenance on a new building, right? So get rid of the old buildings, get what you can for it, and get your people to build yourselves a new building. That's one of the games they play. Yeah, so this San Diego Pimos figures one sold for about $400K to a church. But I'd turn these things, if Watchtower really wanted to help people, turn them into, used clothing stores, thrift stores, homeless, where homeless people could come in and have a bowl of soup, maybe get some clothes, something like that. And then you get it sponsored. You get all kinds of government grants and sponsors to help, like in that way. And then you have all these Jehovah's Witnesses they're helping. They want to help people, right? And the Bible, if we look at Jesus, Jesus helped the homeless. He fed people. He helped people. So that's what I would do. But I think they need the money. They need the hard cash, and it has to go to pay lawyers. It's obvious. We're looking at all these cases. It's obvious. Okay, so what do we have for news on Watchtower? What's new on Watchtower? We'll look at their news in all fairness. New video update number 4 is out. Now look at Samuel Hurd. Okay, see this? Here. Let's look at Samuel Hurd in this update. I think this update is about him and his beard. That's what this whole thing's about.
Welcome. In this program, we'll update you on the situation of our brothers and sisters around the world who are imprisoned for their faith. But first, here's an update about this year's convention. In some parts of the world, they declare the Good News regional conventions are now underway. It's a beautiful program. Let's hear from a few who recently attended.
A lot of the friends have made incredible sacrifices to support the convention here.
Well, I had to negotiate time off of work.
We also had to ask for leave from school.
Got up really early.
Every effort you make, it's definitely worth it. You can't put a price on being here. We get to see brothers that we don't often get to see.
Also, when you're here, you get the hugs. I love hugs.
A virtual hug's okay, a real hug is better.
It's a big difference between being here in person and watching online.
It's so much more alive.
I love the singing.
There's a power that resonates from the audience when we're all singing together.
that really strengthens us and gives us a boost.
Also, it's been incredible that we get to see episode 1 of the Good News According to Jesus.
Next time you do your Bible reading, you really can picture these beautiful moments and see how important they were.
What impressed me is that I've read all those verses that were highlighted, and never, ever, not one time did I get emotional. But it brought it to life today, and I did get emotional.
You feel like you're there.
Okay, we won't do too much more of that. So, love bombing. Be interesting to see how many of the seats are empty. Ricky Bobby says Sam's beard doesn't look too good on him. Yeah, I would say Ricky Bobby's beard's way better. Eric has a way better beard. Be interesting if anybody came out of the stage with that kind of a beard on. Okay, assemblies. It's assembly season. And what we've done here on exJW TV, got to throw that name out there, we've done some takes on the assembly. The most recent one we released here this morning was on the Friday morning, New Light. And there we talk about the assemblies. These are condensed versions. So what we're building is condensed versions of the assemblies. And we're going to be doing the whole assembly. So I have one Friday piece left, and I'm going to be hosting that on Sunday afternoon. If you're interested, it's about the Bible scriptures. We're going to get into John 1:1 because Watchtower does in the assembly, and we're going to talk about John, the whole last part of John, where they deleted it, and how they gave their reasons on it. We're going to look at some interesting research that just showed up on our desktop. You know how you're talking about stuff and hey, a video just shows up. Just showed up. How does that happen? How do these? So then we start looking around. We start thinking, oh, it must be the Holy Spirit. It must be. That's what I did. My wife slaps me and says, "Smarten up." That's how Google works. It listens to us. It heard us talking about this, and then bang, it goes out and finds you a video. It's doing it, whether we want it to or not. We shut all our stuff off, but it's listening. I know it is. Anyways, Friday morning, we talk about that, how we've condensed the assembly. Like that one, we condensed to 12 minutes. Now I talked for another 10, so it's a 22-minute video. But it saves you an hour and a half sitting in the stadium. You drive all the way there. You got to pay for parking, right? You get there, and at least this is how we used to have to do it. You'd buy a parking pass, and that's not cheap either, you know. Then if you're from out of town, you got to rent a hotel. And if you're from out of town, you got to pack all your bags like you're going on some big trip, and you got to pack suits like you're executive or something, and go to this big deal, big event. So it gets to be very expensive. Now when you get in it, we just watched that video. They are demanding money. You're going to pay. Jehovah wants your valuable things. Give your valuable things to Jehovah. No pleases or no asking. If you can donate? No, none of that. Jehovah wants your valuable things. Donate. They worded that cunningly, so they don't have to ask. They make you feel guilty. But oh yeah, this is all free. It's a free assembly. So it's not free, folks. So you go to these assemblies, you're guilted into donating, and it costs you money, lots of money. So we say we'll do the condensed version on exJW TV, and you don't have to spend hours watching it. We just pull out all the highlights for you. So that's the goal, and we'll keep plugging away at this until we get through the whole assembly. Now, we're also going to pick up another broadcast. I ran this last week, but broadcast number 2 is an interesting one. And they're talking about the JWs being shot. They're using that verbiage, that language. We played it last week on our news. We're gonna probably do a video on that, I think. because that's really fear-mongering, especially with all the shootings in Germany and so forth. And now they're telling their people that they're going to get shot. I don't even like saying that word on YouTube, but that's what they're saying. I should probably just pull the broadcast up and play it for you, just so you know it's not my words. Broadcast number 2, I believe it is. Pardon me? May's broadcast. Okay, let's see if we can find them here. I think this is, oh yeah, there it is. May's broadcast. Right there, this guy? Yeah. See, I don't know what I'm doing here. I got my good wife here standing over my shoulder.
I'll leave.
No, stay here. You know where.
8-minute mark.
Oh, she even did.
Welcome to JW Broadcasting. JW Broadcasting has helped me to be more positive. Your staff, elders, you are entrusted with a privilege, but a heavy.
You're what?
Okay.
Well,
my good wife brought us right here. Wow. Thank you. Okay, so this is the broadcast in May. Here it is.
We waited for the trains to start running again. We tried our best to help others. They're nearly finished. I'm gonna go help them clean up. Okay.
Luda.
Yakiv.
I know her from school. This is my brother Pablo. He protects this whole area.
I'm surprised you're still here.
You too.
Why? I stayed to help the fight. Where else would I be?
Oh, no. I just meant...
This is our home. Everybody has to do their part to support the war. You're what?
She's a Jehovah. They don't care about the country.
Oh, the cowards. Your people should be shot.
She's a Jehovah. They don't care about the country.
Oh, the cowards. Your people should be shot.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that one? That statement. So your kids are supposed to watch this stuff. We're supposed to train our kids as JWs to take notes and watch these kinds of videos. But is that not fear-mongering? This is a little clip from maybe what it's like in Russia. We have a fella on our Discord from Russia, Oleg, and he said to us on a live, he told all of us, Moscow and everywhere, it's not like this. They're out preaching and doing all kinds of stuff, and they don't have this persecution. That's what he said to us. So, and it doesn't mean that they haven't put some of them in jail, some of the JWs, that perhaps are the leaders. I'm not sure exactly what's going on in Russia, but Oleg is saying a different story. So it's quite interesting. I think more of this will come out, but they're really using anything they can to fearmonger. And you imagine your little kids, now your little kids have to deal with all this stuff. Okay, well, let's look on, we're going to look on, take a look at Twitter here and see what kind of surprises we have here. See if I can blow that up a bit more. There we go. Okay, so you can join us on Twitter if you want. Fixing My Faith, we're on Twitter. And I I guess we post stuff sometimes, I guess. My good wife looks after that. So this one is from Larchwood, and we're going to pull this picture up. Anything you guys can see that's different about this picture? Anything? This is a JW picture. It says, just as the ground needs time to absorb and make use of the rain, we need time to reflect on and apply what we read in God's word. Now, what do you notice different in this picture? Anybody? Looking at the comments. So presumptuous to believe that worldly people think we should be shot. Isn't that the truth? I think that's just a terrible thing to do. I think we got to warn people about this kind of propaganda coming out of JW.org. And I know you do a great job in doing that, Ruby. Thanks for all your hard work in the community. As well as Ricky Bobby. Now, Oleg is in our Discord community. And we're going to go to Discord next. And I'm going to put a link out for Discord. Or maybe my good wife might. But I'll show you. We'll get a link and we'll put it on the channel. Sammy's just waiting for his crown. I think you're right. I think they all are. I don't know what these guys think now. I'm seeing a different message at going through the district convention. They're encouraging families, children. There's lots of flicks where they're pregnant, getting pregnant, having families, raising a family. A lot of that, like it's almost like they're saying, okay, you might as well start having kids now. At least that's some of the stuff I got out of it. So is this live or is it Memorex? What's that? This show we're having right now? It is live. We're live. We put your comment up, Gabby. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed your point. Okay, we're going to move on. No one commented on this. You don't see what's different on this picture? The guy has a beard. Look at him in the picture. This is they're throwing these guys with beards in all these JW pictures. You notice that? That's the difference here. That's what everyone's commenting on Twitter. It's just weird. A year ago, beards were evil. Beards were wrong. They were not a good thing for 100 years. And now it's kind of weird for, I guess, everyone to see beards on all their literature. And then Samuel coming in with a beard. Who else? Okay, Mark O'Donnell says, after 5 years of, he's talking about the Montana case. We covered this last week. So we're just going to touch on it. But what's going on in Montana is that Watchtower has asked to settle. They want to stop the court proceedings. They don't want to go to trial. They're afraid of trial. It's going to cost them a lot of money, they said. That's their excuse. That's what they're saying. We don't want to have, we want a good faith settlement, and we want assistance in settlement negotiations. They hired this lawyer that's not even, they had to get a special agreement to allow their lawyer to come in and deal with this in Montana. We covered that. So yeah, it's interesting. So we'll be following up on that. The victims, the plaintiffs, they actually agreed to meet with Watchtower to see what they have to offer. Now, remember, this case was actually awarded once before, a couple of years ago in Montana, for $35 million. They were awarded, the victims, the plaintiffs, they were awarded $35 million, and then Watchtower appealed it on the grounds of the clergy penitent privilege, that the records could not be used. And so that halted everything. Then some rules changed, and then everything went forth again. And now we're at this stage. And then Watchtower covered all, they would not respond. They got sued for lying. They got charged a deposition for lying. Their lawyer, Brumley, $154,000. And then there was another $22,000 deposition for hiding facts, hiding records, not speaking in court. Like, this court is so fed up. This Montana court is so fed up with Watchtower. Yeah, this is a checkmate. This is a checkmate position Watchtower's in. They have nothing left. And then the plaintiffs went in limine. You remember that from the in limine? It's a legal term. It's from the Muppet Show. In limine, da 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 da. In limine, da 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 da. It's the only way I can remember it. In limine. In limine, it's a legal term that the Watchtower or that the plaintiffs threw at the Watchtower and said, look, in limine of all of this BS, Watchtower can't talk about this, Watchtower can't talk about this, they can't talk about this, or this. They can't talk about anything in court. The jury has to assume that Watchtower is guilty and it's all over their face. That's the checkmate position that the Montana court case got put that the two ladies put Watchtower into. It's an interesting case. Anyways, we're going to move on to Bruce Hurt. That's a lot of Kingdom Halls per abuse case. They're not getting much. If you're paying out $35 million and you're selling Kingdom Halls off for $350,000, $250,000, some are only going for $75,000. How are you going to pay off a $35 million? That's just one lawsuit, and then all the legal fees, and then everything that's going on all over the world. There's a lot going on all over the world. We'll take a quick look at it in a bit here, but first of all, I want to show you guys what's happening on this. There's some more stuff on Twitter I got to share with you. Okay, this is Lilith. She's an atheist. And here's what she says. She says, an atheist believes that a hospital should be built instead of a church. An atheist believes that a deed must be done instead of a prayer said. A deed, something good. An atheist strives for involvement in life and not escape into death. See, religion's kind of all preparing everyone for death. That's what religion is. Religion just prepares you for death, kind of. They scare you with it. Give us all your money and we'll get you into a better place when you're ready to die, right? So that's not what an atheist believes. They strive for involvement in life. They don't escape into death. So an atheist wants disease conquered, poverty banished, and war eliminated. Does a religious person want that? Not from what I've seen. There's a division in all of the religious books. In the Christian book, there's a division between mother, between father, between this, between that, and then we have this whole war that happened between the Muslims and the Christians that went on for 1,000 years, still going on. And then we have the whole Christian war in Palestine because they stole the land. That still goes on to the beginning. These are all religious wars. And then we have all the Zionists that are all involved in these wars, and they want to make it happen. The Zionists, remember, a Zionist wants Israel to go back to their homeland. They want that. They actually, it was an Englishman that invented the term Zionism. The Jews said they were happy being spread about, but this Englishman wanted them. And Russell was a Zionist. He was a Zionist among a bunch of other weird things, pyramids. So anyways, that's what an atheist believes in. This next piece is about Norway. We covered that a little bit. Norway has been rescheduled for February 4th to the 14th. Another 9 days in court, folks. JW is not giving up. They're appealing this, and they scheduled 9 days in court. So February, are they going to change enough rules in the religion by February to check the box? What do you guys think? Appreciate hearing it in the comments. Okay, Bailgate says is growing a beard in their honor. I'm growing a beard in their honor. Yeah, 2 tanks to get to the meeting. Really? $5 a gallon, 2 tanks of $5 a gallon gas to get to a meeting. Wow. It costs money to travel. You start traveling a half hour, driving your vehicle a half hour. My son-in-law drives a half hour to work. He says it cost him $5 to go a half hour to work. And then he says, by the time you start your car, we have winter time in Canada. You got to warm your car up a bit, get the frost off the windows. And it's good for any vehicle to warm it up before you go out on the road with it. It's just healthier for the motor. So you warm it up a bit. You drive, you go to work, park it. You sit in the car, have your last smoke before you ditch that, because there's no smoking at work, right? You know how that is. Your car's running in the parking lot. You're a bit early. I'm not going in early. You'll think I'm a goody-goody. So you go in, and then you do that all the way and you go home. But, on the way home, you're going to whip by the fast food place and pick up a hamburger because you don't want to cook when you get home. Well, it's $10 a day just to drive that car, and you're a half hour away. So if you throw on a meeting or two a week, there's $10-20 a week into your gas mileage. It costs money to be a JW. And then all of a sudden you want to go in the ministry. Well, guess what? Everyone wants to hop into your minivan because you have a minivan. Don't buy a minivan. It's costly. But anyways, what are they going to change in their religion? I think they're going to have to cancel door-to-door work for children. That's child abuse, sending children out in the door-to-door work. It's crazy. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's dangerous out in that door-to-door work. You have to know what you're doing dealing with people in today's age. There's people out there with guns all over the place. People are worried. There's divisions. So Watchtower talks about how bad it is out there. Well, Watchtower, you're sending your children, your little kids, your 10-year-olds out into the ministry. That's child abuse. And when you send them to assembly programs and you're telling your children they could get shot, that's child abuse. That's not right. These children believe this propaganda that Watchtower puts in front of them. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens by the time February comes around. That's 2025, Norway again. We're going to cover that. They embarrassed themselves with Ben Elders in the last case, in my opinion. Okay, where are we now? We're almost to break time, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to take you over here. This is Ruby. I was just looking to see if Ruby's on. If you don't know who Ruby is, everyone knows who Ruby is. She's become the talk of the community, Ruby. There's Ruby. We love Ruby. Ruby Quinn. Now, Ruby is on Discord all the time. And here she is. She's the checker champion on Discord right here. So she's looking for people to play checkers. And it's not that hard to come into Discord, folks. There's all kinds of games. They're playing mini golf. And this is good for the exJW community. It takes our mind off of some of the Watchtower stuff that we've endured come out of. Maybe we're dealing with things right now. Maybe we have family members that are trying to get us to go back, or maybe they're rude to us. There's all kinds of repercussions. We're never going to get rid of this. It's just part of our life. But what we can do as a community, and that's what we are, is we are all a community. We can get together and play games. It doesn't have to be all of the stories and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you what Discord looks like, folks. Ruby's really having a lot of fun on there, and we're really happy to see that. Now, thanks to my good wife, she set this all up. Her and her son actually did this. Her son's knows Discord quite well, so he helped get this rolling. I'm just learning it still, but this is what it looks like. You come in, you click on this red thing here, and all we do, there's a a landing spot, but you got to open up these tabs, sharing channels, because they won't necessarily show. So we were in the research one this morning, and we hit the research. Now there's a couple of things we found on the research that were quite interesting. And DFiscal, he found the answer to Tad. I don't know if Tad's on with us from Japan. So Tad, are you there? So Tad came on last week, and he told us about Watchtower's property company. And so one of the members, there he is, Tad. So here's Tad. He says it's 5:15 a.m. in Japan. It's early morning. So if you're on with us, Tad, we found this thanks to DFiscal. He posted it under research on the sharing channel. And there's a creator community while we're in here. You can see all the creators. There's a Pasta Babe. There's Joe and Fran are in there. Ruby Quinn, The Compassionate Apostate, Witness Underground. And I think exJMJ is in there. exJWMJ is in there. And it's growing. So the creators can set up a channel. You can post your stuff in there. You can chat with the creators backstage, kind of. And you can talk and have voice chat. And you can use Discord as a telephone. We've been using it as a telephone. We were going to get an extra phone line at home, and we decided not to because we have Discord. So we have one cell phone and Discord, because we all have computers and internet, right? So I'm sitting here, and the computer starts ringing like a phone, so you can use it as a telephone, face-to-face. We're going to do probably some training courses on Discord. But if you get in there and start playing with it, you can figure your way around it. But I'll get you a link here right now. Where do we get the links? We get the links from the landing page. There's a landing page here. And let me see. There's a stage as well. You can go onto the stage. So we're on the stage right now. You can start a stage, create an event. Get out of it. And you probably hear all that. Welcome. I'm going to close this one there. Okay, so I'm going to go to welcome. If you go to the welcome, there's a landing area here. And we go in there. I'm going to copy the link. And I'm going to place the link here into the chat. That's the Discord link. There. So there's the Discord link. It's right there. You guys, you can click that. It's good for 7 days. And you can get in there and there's a whole sequence of signing up. But if you have trouble, my good wife's in the background and she'll help you get going. Now, I wanted to go back to the what we had talked about there. There's a section on here, a sharing channel and research. So the research that was given to us was this. This is the I'm gonna put it up big screen here, and I'm in the background talking. So this is the Ullswater Buttermere Apartments, a selection of luxurious and spacious apartments for sale. Okay, so for most of us people that are former Watchtower people, we thought that the society or the Watchtower was all about the preaching of the good news worldwide, right? And their humanitarian work, which really isn't much. But we thought that. We thought it's all about that. But it's not. They are a real estate company. Everyone's been saying this. Here it is. It's proof that they're upfront about it. You can contact them here if you want. Just press contact. And you can phone them even. Okay, so there's to some of you guys out there that like to do stuff like that. I think there's one guy online that likes to phone all these Watchtower places. But here's the property, IBSA property. And here's some of your properties for sale. We could look at them. You guys can too, but there's some nice properties here. Look at them. Okay, so who owns these properties? Wow, look at this. Official website of Jehovah's Witnesses. More websites right here. You see that right there? And then down here, it says about us. It says IBS London Properties is part of IBSA, in brackets, International Bible Students Association. That's what IBSA stands for. It says it's a registered charity acting on behalf of Jehovah's Witnesses in Britain and Ireland. For more information about Jehovah's Witnesses, please follow this link. So, yeah, I wonder where that link pulls us into. The link pulls us into the JW website. So that's it, folks. The International Bible Students Association. Remember, Russell started that back in the day. That's what it was called. And this is where they're sinking their money. So it's almost like Watchtower's laundering its money. They're telling the rank and file something different. And it's like they're laundering money into this real estate company that they call International Bible Students. There's nothing to do with the preaching work. They're selling properties. These are high-end, luxurious properties. So all the governing body, maybe they have a place to stay when they go there. I'm not sure. But this is a big company, or it is a company. I don't know how big it is. But anyways, that's what Tad was letting us know about that from Japan. So thanks for that input, Tad, and thanks back to who was that? Yes, D Fiscal for finding that for us. Now there's another one that was given to us by D Fiscal, and we're going to share that, a little bit of this today. I'm going to cover this a little bit more on Sunday when we talk about the scriptures. And we're going to take about 45 minutes of the Friday assembly, where they're trying to prove that their Bible is the most best thing in the world, and it's not. And we're going to show you some stuff where these scholars that they're saying, oh yeah, these scholars are saying this and that, but the scholars are coming back and saying, no, we didn't say that. And in fact, we want you to retract your words, Watchtower. We're going to talk about that on Sunday. It's interesting. Again, it just showed up on our desktop somehow. This stuff just shows up. Don't know how. Okay, so this video just showed up. Euro Wars. And it's, did the Jews alter our modern Bible in order to deny Christ and exaggerate their victimhood? This is an interesting video. It's posted in our Discord by D Fiscal. And I'm just going to play a little bit of it here, just to show you what...
To the sea. And then God split the waters of the sea in half and brought them into Midian, which is in Arabia, then brought them to Mount Sinai, which is where Moses received the law. And so Moses received the law at the same time they left Egypt. So Paul is saying that there was 430 years from this point to this point, and according to the Old Testament, there's 215 years from this point to this point. So take 430 years and then subtract 215 years, and that equals 215, which means that the amount of time that the Israelites were in Egypt was 215 years. 215 in Egypt, 215 in Canaan, 430 total. Now that is mathematically possible, because 215 is significantly less than 350. And that's exactly what the Greek Septuagint says in Exodus 12:40. It says, and the sojourning of the children of Israel while they sojourn in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan was 430 years. The Samaritan Pentateuch says the same thing. It says, now the sojourning of the children of Israel and of their fathers, which they had dwelt in the land of Canaan and in Egypt, was 430 years. Flavius Josephus says they left Egypt 430 years after our forefather Abraham came into Canaan, but 215 years only after Jacob removed into Egypt. Flavius Josephus is saying the exact same thing. He's saying they left Egypt 430 years since our forefather Abraham came into Canaan, but 215 years only since Jacob removed into Egypt. Flavius Josephus is saying the exact same thing. So why do modern translations say that the Israelites were in Egypt for 430 years when this is not mathematically possible. The reason why is because modern translations like the New King James, the NIV, the NASB, these are all translated from the Hebrew Masoretic text. But the Hebrew Masoretic text is not the original Hebrew text. The copy of the Masoretic text that most modern translations are translated from is called the Leningrad Codex, which was copied in the 11th century AD. But the Greek Septuagint was translated more than 1,000 years before that in 250 BC, which means that the Greek Septuagint would not have been translated from the Hebrew Masoretic, but rather it would have been translated from a much older copy of the Hebrew that's no longer around today. The Samaritan Pentateuch also predates the Masoretic text and would also have been translated from a much older copy of the Hebrew. Flavius Josephus was a 1st century Jewish historian. He lived long before the Masoretic text was copied, and Josephus had access to ancient Hebrew texts that have since been lost or destroyed. Paul the Apostle lived long before the Masoretic text was copied, and Paul knew Hebrew. In Acts 26, when Paul talks about his encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus, he says that Jesus spoke to him in the Hebrew language, and Paul understood him. Paul knew Hebrew, and so Paul would also have studied from a much older copy of the Hebrew. And what Paul says in Galatians 3:16 and 17 is consistent with the Greek Septuagint, the Samaritan Pentateuch, and the writings of Flavius Josephus. Now the Bible says, by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word shall be established. Well, we've got more than 2 or 3 witnesses here. We've got 4 witnesses all bearing witness that the original Hebrew text said that the Israelites will be in Egypt and Canaan for 430 years. But more than 1,000 years later, when the Hebrew Masoretic text was copied, the phrase "and Canaan" was dropped out of the text. And all of our Bibles are translated from this corrupted copy of the Hebrew. The New King James, the Old King James, the NIV, the NASB, the ESV. If you go to BibleGateway.com, you'll find there's 50 English translations of the Bible on this website. And every single one of them say that the Israelites were in Egypt for 430 years, which is incorrect and mathematically impossible. Every single one of these translations are inconsistent with the original Hebrew because they're all translated from the Hebrew Masoretic, and according to these 4 witnesses, the Masoretic text copied it incorrectly. As a matter of fact, these ages of Moses and his father and grandfather are recorded in the Masoretic text.
Yeah, and this guy's just getting warmed up. So I found this a very interesting video. Thanks for sharing it, DFiscal. I think it's important that we look at this Bible that we have. We've been examining this Bible for a while, and we found so many mistakes. Like even to the simple word taking in knowledge, they pulled that out, and they put in there getting to know Jesus. It changed as a meaning. Taking in knowledge means gnosis. It even says that in the Aid book and the Insight book. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take in knowledge. It's gnosis. A lot of people don't like that word, but that's all it is a Latin word for that, taking in knowledge of the divine. And you can do that, but we're going to have to write a new Bible, it looks like. A lot of scholars are saying that. They're saying that the Bible as we know it is so full of corruptions. It was really put together and curtailed by the Romans. It was a Roman Catholic book. It was done by rabbis. We're supposed to have faith. This has always been a problem with me. Okay, I'm supposed to have faith that God preserved it all down to our day, that God did this. Was it God or Jesus? Who's doing it? Jesus, God. It's kind of Jesus now because we're getting saved in his name. That's the latest Watchtower. That's what they said Friday morning. We're getting saved in Jesus' name. So no longer Jehovah's name, Jesus' name, but we got this Bible, and it's so full of holes. If you figure out how many changes the Watchtower put into this Bible in the last 100 years, how many potential changes and inaccuracies could there be in the last couple of thousand years? Well, I think there's more than we think. And the problem is if you want to do the research, they're going to call you a heretic or I don't know. You get called names because you have to go back and look at some of the old Gnostic texts and other older books. And as soon as you do that, mainstream Christianity calls you a heretic. They name call you. You're called names. But I think that's going away, folks. There's a lot of scholars out there. We're going to look at this on Sunday. We're going to pull some scholars up and see what they're finding in the book that we call the Bible. And we're also going to look at JW.org's assembly. 45 minutes of that program will be that. So unfortunately, but it's interesting. And we're going to talk about the Magi and how they demonize the Magi. And that's part of the Friday session. Okay, well, that's about all I have for you on news today. But we encourage everyone, if you haven't, get on to Discord. I'm gonna get on there. There's a game section, and you can play mini golf. Someone was saying they're playing mini golf. There's a gaming. You see the gaming section? I'm right there. I'm going to click it. Can't really wreck anything. So now I'm in this game section. Now what do I have to do? Hit my thing. Oh, now I got to pick a game. Oh, there I am. I'm in the game section. So now I got to choose an activity. Okay, what do I have? These are all the activities I can choose. YouTube, phone. So we've been playing checkers in the park. It comes right up right here. You see, checkers in the park. Chef down. There's a lot of games here. If you're playing some games, let us know. There's a farming game here. Colonist game. Colonist, this could be like a JW colony. It'd be interesting for anybody to invent some exJW games. Here's a game, a little game, a couple people, chess in the park again. Oh no, this is chess in the park. So once you master checkers, then you can move into chess. I think some on the community, Jay is a chess player. Poker, hey, we can play poker. I never really learned how to play poker. Maybe that'd be a fun thing. We should all get together and set up a poker tournament. Didn't know it had poker. I'm learning this as well with everyone else, so it's easy to do it together. Here's Bobble Bash. And free music and listening party. So there's a few things on the go there. And you just choose a game, and then you can invite friends. So you can invite people to play your game with you. Now I'm going to hang up here. Now, if I wanted to make a phone call, you can do that too. And I think you got how do you do that? A voice chat? You go to the messages? Oh, that thing. So this little thing at the top here, you hit that. They have the blue one, right? And then what do you do? Oh, those are private, so I can't really go in there. There's not much in there, but that's how you get into doing this. We're going to do probably a training course on this. So, but Discord, a lot of people know how to use it. It's been in the gaming industry for 10 plus years. So it's been used. It's new to a lot of us older people, but it's like a little closed knit community, and it's like a newspaper. You can share videos. We get a lot of our information right out of Discord because there's a lot of you guys out there that are real good at researching and finding things. So we appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to open the channel up. We got Rebecca on. I'm going to remove that. We've got Rebecca on. Hello, Rebecca. Are you there with us? And if anybody else wants to come on, now's your chance. We got about 7 minutes left in the program. And if you have a really good topic, we'll go overtime. How do you like that? The shunning. Yeah, you could come on. Bailgate. Talk about that. I like to talk about peace. That's a good one. Ricky says, when I was disfellowshipped, I used to play Texas Hold'em with my friends. Well, there you go. We can do that on Discord. I haven't played it, so I'd have to have a good wife probably teaching me how to do it. Okay, we have, you can use the link at the top. Now, what I have, I made a little video. Some of you guys probably seen this. I'm going to play it here to close the program down. Any comments on Watchtower's little private thing going on? the real estate deal in the UK. That's interesting. I'm wondering if they have real estate going on in more places than one. And I think this is just all starting to come out. People are noticing it. So if you see anything, let us know, and we'll probably someone in the community would research it. That seems to be the way it's going. Okay, well, have a great Friday, everyone. Am I gonna what? No one's come on. No one's backstage, so we're good. We're gonna enjoy our Friday. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow there's a lot going on. I don't know if we have any programs coming up on the weekend, but Sunday, I'll post it. Sunday afternoon, we're going to get into the Bible for all you guys that want to get into the Bible a bit, and we'll look at some of the scriptures and what the Watchtower is presenting at the convention this year too. Okay, well, here we go. This is about money. Now, we started the show off. Watchtower's looking for money. They're having trouble, so we put this little video GIF together just for Watchtower. So, folks, until next time, keep living your life with love. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Take money, money, take money, money, money. Take money, money, take money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Money makes the world go round. Downtown, Remy gave me the sound. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. You got a $5 bill, put your hands up. You got a $10 bill, put your hands up. You got a $20 bill, put your hands up. You got a $50 bill, put your hands up. Holla, holla. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla.